So you have to get part A right, or it kind of destroys everything else. It says, what does the slope and what? Y-intercept of this graph represent? So you have to think what slope is. Slope is what? It's rise over what? Run. And rise is the change in what? Does anybody remember from Algebra 1? Rise is the change in what? Change in y over the change in what? In x. Okay? And y represents what? Y is my what? Grants and work study. So the rise is really the change in y. And what does y mean again? This is my grants and what? And work study percent. Is that okay? I'm just breaking it down so we can understand it. And x, or run, is the change in x. And what does x represent? X is what? The year. The years. So can anyone synthesize? So right now we have like 4 ideas. We've got slope, change in y over change in x, and we know what x and y are. It's grants and work studies, and then the y is years. Who can put that together and tell me what the slope means? Can anyone think what the slope means? Henry knows. Per year, right? Excellent. It's you could say it's the amount or the rate, right? Because the slope is a rate. So you could say it is the slope represents the what? The amount of what? Yeah. The amount of grants and what? Work study. So grants and work study, right? Percents that are what? What do we think? No one knows? Really? What? Are they increasing or decreasing? Why? A negative slope, so it's decreasing. That are decreasing each year. Okay? An alternate answer would be, it is the rate at which grants are decreasing each year. That's also fine. That's totally fine. Okay? And all you have to do is just say like the slope represents the blah blah that are either increasing and decreasing per year. Or per some time. Per is each year. This each is like the division sign. Okay? Because it's like grants and work study percent over the years, right? So it's like grants and work study over the years here. So that's kind of like how you can think about it. And finally, the y-intercept. The y-intercept is what? In this case, it is what? 82 here. So knowing that this is 82 and looking at our data here, what does the y-intercept mean? Yeah. If we remember, what does the y-intercept mean in algebra? You guys remember the y-intercept? It's where the function crosses the y-axis. Remember, you start here, and then you would do your slope, right? You rise and run, right? So the y-intercept was where we started here. You can think about this, right, on quadrant 1. And so you can think of it as your starting value. Why is it starting? Because you can see here that these are the only values that are positive. It's the first starting value for positive numbers. Why is that significant in this problem? Anyone know? No, it's not why. Like, why is it important? Like, the theory is, yes, that's the y-intercept, and this is where we start. But why would I consider it here? Why can't it start here? Why doesn't it start here? Here? Or why can't I start it here? Why? Yeah, but why though? It has to make sense. Yes, that's true. But why? Look at the graph here. Think in real life. So these numbers here, these are like years, right? And the x? Yeah, this would be like negative years. Doesn't that make sense? Right? Whenever you look in real life graphs, most of them are all quadrant 1. Do you know why? This is quadrant 1, right? Okay, shake it. Any kind of business graph is always quadrant 1. Why? There's no negatives. Obviously, we're dealing with positive time, right? Like positive stocks or positive chickens or something, right? So you can't have negative chickens. Sometimes you can. You can like lose money down here maybe, right? This means something's wrong, right? But you see the point is this is why whenever you see a real life graph, it's always quadrant 1. Okay? So why is it the y-intercept? Because that is where the first time you have like a time 0. Does that make sense? Okay? So the y-intercept is the what? Yeah. The y-intercept is the what? Starting what? Starting point of what? What does our starting point represent? What happened that year? No, that's good. That's when they started recording what, though? Well, you have the right idea, but the wrong units. What are we talking about? Grants and work study. So, the y-intercept is the starting year where what happened? Where what? Where? Yeah. Where the... Wait, say it again, Daniel. That was good.
The y-intercept is the starting year in which...
Well, like that. Hold on. In which sounds better, right? That sounds cooler. Okay, in which what?
Grants and work study, the percent of grants and work study is
Yep. The percent of grants and work study was being recorded. Can you guys see? No. Recorded. And what year was that, by the way? In 1975. Okay? You can put the year. Alright, so now look at the scoring guide. Okay? And then we're going to do an exercise that shouldn't have taken us that long. Alright. Let me see. You get 1.3 points. Correct explanation of slope, mentioning that the slope is decreasing. Look, with appropriate units. Did we say the right units?
Yes.
Yeah, we did, because we said what? Grants and what? Percent and per what?
Year.
Per year. Okay? So you have to mention that. See what you have to mention decreasing. What if it was increasing? What would it be? Yeah, but the slope would be positive, right? Now, look at the y-intercept. Correct explanation of y-intercept referencing the percent, grants, and loans at time where? Oops, I messed up. It should say what? 1975. Right? Good? Alright, so we're going to practice a little exercise.